The increasing availability of illicit synthetic opioids, including fentanyl and its analogs, is a serious and growing problem. Every day, 100 Americans die from an opioid overdose, and the number of law enforcement encounters involving fentanyl or one of its many chemical analogs is increasing sharply. As a multi-program Department of Energy National Laboratory, Pacific Northwest National Laboratory leverages its chemistry and biology capabilities to support the missions of several federal agencies. These agencies have expressed an interest in developing better technologies to detect and interdict illicit opioids and to treat overdoses. PNNL has a history of developing science-based solutions that keep America safe, and has recently established a capability to do research with gram quantities of opioids in powder or solution form. Since opioids are controlled substances, PNNL obtained the approval of the state of Washington and the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration to work with a number of different controlled substances, including morphine, oxycodone, and fentanyl and its analogs. Procedures to control access to scheduled substances and perform routine inventories were developed. The PNNL staff who have access to the materials must have a track record of safe work with highly toxic chemicals, demonstrate sound judgment and excellent laboratory techniques, and undergo routine background checks and random drug tests. Since opioids can be toxic if inhaled, ingested, or injected, PNNL developed a layered system of protective controls. Materials are moved to and from work areas in primary and non-breaking secondary containers and are always returned to a secure repository at the end of the day. Powders are handled in ventilated enclosures designed to minimize exposure. The enclosures contain anti-static ionizers to reduce the possibility of the powder dispersing or clinging to other items unexpectedly. Brown paper is used to line the workspace so any dispersed powder can be easily seen. The air from the enclosures is filtered through high-efficiency or ultra-low particulate air filters to prevent an accidental release. Individuals working with opioids wear Tyvek laboratory coats, double gloves, protective eyewear, and appropriate respiratory protection. All individuals working with opioids undergo medical assessments and are trained to administer Narcan, a medication designed to rapidly reverse opioid overdose in case of emergency. Narcan is nearby whenever opioid work is performed, though we are doing all that we can to ensure we will never need to use it. A variety of research will be performed in PNNL's DEA-licensed opioid laboratory in 2021. An upcoming project sponsored by the Department of Homeland Security will support the first responder community by evaluating the performance of field detection equipment against fentanyl, fentanyl-related compounds, other drugs, and cutting agents. Another project sponsored by the Department of Defense will investigate the mechanisms of opioid intoxication to further the development of treatments. Projects from other sponsors are developing better methods to detect opioids at very low levels, from a distance, or when the exact chemical structure is unknown. The opioid epidemic is a complex and multifaceted problem, but science and technology will play a key role in combating this crisis. By establishing an experimental capability to work with Schedule I and II opioids, PNNL continues to carry out difficult, demanding, and exhilarating research to make the world safer and more secure.